I'm live, so it says. I don't know if it's actually live or where it's live. Oh, yeah, there we go. It says we're live. One's watching, probably me, because it's on the other computer. Well, I scheduled this on StreamYard to go live today, and then I was about to forget about it because I was just chatting along in Cletus's live there. But I figured might as well do a little quick live here on the channel and go over some things because there are a bunch of stuff I haven't talked about yet, and there's a bunch of stuff the way the channel is, and because some people are seeing stuff on Instagram, some people are seeing stuff on the channel, and I just want everyone to know like there's progress being made. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. This camera is acting weird today for some reason. It's not happy. It's against me. Maybe I don't know. I see the weird halos. Um, but got a lot going on, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes. One, there's going to be a lot of videos coming out, but the truck is in real life. If, for anyone who's watching on Instagram and stuff like that, the truck is almost ready. I have to buy. I have to go get one more thing for the truck, and then the truck's going to be on the road. Um, there are tons of things like this isn't they be like, oh, truck's done, it's done. No, there are tons of things that still need to be done with this truck because this truck's going to be my daily, and it's going to be I want to put a new exhaust on it. I want to put a generator hooked up to the PTO to run a welder off the rig. I want like there's so much stuff I want to do with this thing that it's crazy that is not done yet, and this is just the start. That truck's going to go like crazy. But it's not the only project I want. It's not going to be like this is the only. We're only going to have one truck on the channel. I don't want that. I don't want to have just one truck. I want to be able to get more vehicles going soon and all that other stuff. Just like snow machines have been on this channel. How you've seen one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, and then I sell them and I buy a new one. I sell and I buy a new one. I sell and buy a new one. That's what I want to going forward. Like once I get settled, which is they probably it's going to suck. It's going to be like 8 months from now when I actually am settled into my new residence and all that stuff. Once that happens, I do plan on bringing on more vehicles to the channel. More like it's just going to bring a bunch of stuff. But back to the truck. So the truck is for anyone who watches the videos and stuff like that, the truck there are tons of videos coming out. Just like I'm pretty sure not tomorrow, the day after, because tomorrow's a short day after. You're going to see the video come out of the truck. The first time we got the truck running for a while with that new 350 Corvette motor in it. So that's a lot of work getting done there and lots there. Then we also have stuff happening with the truck because I think we start putting like the video comes out that we start putting the wiring harness, the front end wiring harness together, and then there's a little bit of hiccup there where my rag cradle, like I had a bunch of rag cradles. I grabbed the one that I thought was good, and it wasn't. There was still rust on it that needed rust repair. So there's that, and that got done and is getting done. Aside from that, there is so much coming with the truck. Like if you watch the Instagram stuff, there's gonna be a video on putting that front clip together. And it lines up so beautifully, it's crazy. Getting the box on the truck, that was very hard, and that involved lots of MacGyvery, which is nuts to say. Like it involves so much stuff that I can't wait till the videos come out, until the stuff can come out, and I can give more information on it. But like I said, for anyone who wants a sneak peek ahead, like get to know what's happening as it's happening, stay tuned to Instagram because Instagram is the thing that is upkeeped a lot more. The reason for that is I keep up with Instagram a lot more because it's easy to take a photo, write a little bit about it, and post it. Where YouTube and stuff, like you need to have a schedule, you need to have videos. You can't put out a bunch of videos because then people won't watch them all because they won't have time to watch them all. But then if you also don't put up enough videos, people won't be there. They'll leave. They'll be like, oh, I forgot about this project. So how I have the system going is we have 2 videos come up a week. Like, I have enough videos for the next month come up a week and all that. And but that's thing help me as well and help you guys keep getting content. The reason for that is if because for example, in 2 months I'm driving halfway across the country to Yukon, and I'm gonna make a video on that too. You better bet your butt because we're driving the 67 through half the country. Um, but during that time frame, because that it's not just done, it's going to take me a week to at least do that. Uh, well, planned because I'm doing it in steps. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to just do it all in one straight shot. I'm going to do it in steps. Go and see family and visit family along the way while crossing the country. It's very much going to be so much of. There's a time period where I'm not able to make videos because I'm going to make that all as probably one video. There's a time period with that, and by doing that, it's very hard. It's very hard to. How do I say this? Uh, it's hard to supply and edit content because a lot of people don't realize, like, for the video that's coming out this Friday, I'm pretty sure it's like a 15-minute video to 20-minute video, like most of my videos. There is 6 hours of footage just for that video alone, and then for that video alone, there's about, I want to say there's about 28 hours of mechanical work because there's 3 days of work that are put into those 6 hours of footage. That's then edited down to a 15-20 minute video. So you got to think that's like there's 40 hours of work in each video. And I love doing that. And I'm going to keep doing it because I have actually another video opened on my editor right here to do. As well as I'm not going to stop tinkering. There's just I tinker on so much stuff and there's so much stuff getting done and worked on. I cannot show all of it on video, and I can't post the videos all at once because I'm crazy. I'm someone who just doesn't stop. I just keep working, keep working, keep working. Like today I started filming a video. I'm gonna have to finish it tomorrow because it took me half the day to dig the damn snowmobile out because I'm filming a video on snowmobiles today. It took me half the day to get the damn thing out. And then I had to go make runs, like stuff that's behind the scenes. We had a truck towed to another yard here. What else happened today? I went and grabbed a set of heads for a 305 V8 that I'm building that I hope to bring on camera, but I may or may not. I don't know. There's just so much going on. There's an engine that's being rebuilt. There's 2 engines in the basement that I'm working through right now and getting them done. Then there's another snowmobile I'm trying to get finished. There's tons of stuff that like I can't even say or know that like there's so much involved with them. It's nuts. Like it is. It's absolutely crazy. Because I can't really be like, oh, day in life is very easy. No, like in my life, I like even sometimes we have like 3 different videos being filmed at once and they overlap because I kind of want to make the videos about what they're doing. Like eventually for the 67, I am going to upgrade the exhaust. I want to have a dual pipe exhaust out each side because I think that would be really cool and it would sound awesome, especially with the 2 like, I'm a real big fan of the, what is it called? My brain is slipping it. Glass packs. I would love to have it as a dual glass packs, one out each side. I think that would just be awesome. But that costs money and time, and right now it's not getting done, but in the future it will be done. So there are tons of comments. I even have a video. I have stuff ready for a mod that anyone can do on their car coming out, but I just don't have it done yet. Plus, I felt like I owed everyone a live because we haven't gone live in a while. And what I'm going to be doing, we were originally doing it Mondays, but then what I found is because a lot of people they go and take their weekends, and I'm finding we get a lot of traffic actually on the channel on Monday where they watch the video and then they're watching some shorts and stuff like that. And we have a video come out on Monday. Where we have a video come out Monday, a short Tuesday. I'm thinking now we're going to start doing lives on Wednesday, then a short on Thursday and a video on Friday, and then the weekend's open for people who work during the week. They can catch up on the videos. Or people can, like, people just want to do stuff. My main thing is like, your weekend's your weekend. I want you to have a vacation. Because that's how I feel. I don't get vacation. I'm working on stuff. Typically, a lot of these videos are shot during the weekend because that's when I get the most time to set a camera up. But there's just so much work. Like, the content is never going to end. I'm a level 2 technician. I'm working towards more levels. As a lot of people know from other people's live streams, I'm getting my education done up in Whitehorse in Yukon. And then, which is crazy. It's crazy going up north for that stuff. I don't even know if people will want to watch stuff up there. Like, I gotta, I'll have a condo up there for the first 6 months. So I don't even know what I'm allowed to work on. I'm going to bring a motor into my bedroom and just tinker because I can't just do nothing. But there are a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I bet everyone's over at Cletus's live. I bet that's what it is. But there's I can't believe just how much I want to say thank you also to everyone who is watching the channel and sharing it. Like, because I can see people are sharing it, people are liking it, people are sending it off and doing stuff, watching the videos. I really appreciate that. I really want to say thank you to everyone who is watching the videos and everything, because without you guys, this channel would not keep producing content, because the reason content keeps getting produced is, one, I want to do it. I'm going to do it anyways because I want to watch it and I want to show my family and my friends. But the fact that there are more people than just my family and friends watching it, I'm able to grow a community and talk with these people and join their lives and everything, and that there's a community growing from it. It really, really makes me happy, and it brings a smile to my face. Like, every time I see a comment and it's a good comment and we talk and it sparks a conversation, it brings a lot of joy to my life. And actually, like, there are things I get taught all the time, because I won't lie, I'm a young buck to the industry. When people comment videos and stuff and start sharing videos and telling videos and stuff and tell me stuff, I'll be like, holy crap, I did not know that. And thank you, sir, for telling me, because I'm learning. I'm just pitter-pattering away until I get it all done. So this live's probably going to be a little short because I just wanted to come on, join on, and if there was maybe a chat. I saw StreamYard did not put a notice for this because I scheduled this yesterday and then I was late. But StreamYard didn't put this on my channel as a, hey, guess what? There's a stream coming. So I'm a little confused on that and why that happened. But like I said, going forward, I think what we're going to do is every Wednesday is going to be a live. There are lots of stuff. What year is your 350 Corvette engine from? The 350 Corvette engine is from, it's from either 74 or 76. I keep saying 76, and I keep putting on 76, but now my brain keeps flopping. Wait a minute, was it the 74? I'm pretty sure it's a 76 Corvette, because I remember when I ran the numbers. I got to look back through my notes because ran all the numbers on the side. What's up, Schneider? Dropping by for support, but I really appreciate that Wood and Metal Garage. Man, you show support on every single video. You comment all the time. You've been a subscriber for a while here. Like, me and you have sent stickers to one another. I'm pretty sure I have. Oh, where do I have the stickers? Because I'm moving in 2 months, I still am waiting to put them on something. Like I said, I want to sign for the live, but let me pull it up here. I'm pretty sure I have the sticker right here. Yeah, there we go. Wood and Metal Garage. You've been supporting the channel for a long time, and I'm pretty sure I've sent you stickers. I hope I've sent you stickers because you like the videos, you comment on the videos, you do so much for this channel and supporting it, and even giving me information. Like, because I don't know everything, give me lots of information. But yeah, that Corvette motor has all pistons are aluminum alloy and all that stuff. And I had someone trying to argue me with that and be like, all pistons are aluminum. I'm like, well, yes, but the pistons in there are just aluminum heads for the piston heads, not the heads. Sorry, words are getting confused. The piston is just a aluminum cast, I'm pretty sure, I'm not so sure because we only saw them from the bottom, because in the video we took the oil pan off and checked it from the bottom. And yeah, the pistons, like everything looked new on that motor internally. Externally, everything was garbage on that 350 Corvette motor. It was just trashed. The carburetor, everything was trashed on that. And even now I'm having carburetor problems. I rebuilt the carburetor, and then that carburetor had a bad casing or something, and it started to form, the more and more around the carb, the more it actually started forming a crack in the back of the carburetor. So now I got to run out to the middle of Sketchy Town tomorrow because I have a guy lined up, a deal lined up to go pick up another Rochester carb, 4-barrel carb to throw on that truck, because that's all it needs. Once the carb's on it, it's roadworthy. Like, I have it at the shop to get safetied. They were running it and the crack got worse. And they're like, hey, there's a crack in the back of your carb. It's not running properly and stuff like that. I'm not going to blame them. Because it was an old carburetor that I just half-assed rebuilt. So that thing, like, and I was messing around with the choke, and I hate vacuum choke. I hate vacuum choke with passion. I'd rather have the mechanical choke with the heater coil in the intake, because this intake has it. So as long as if this other carburetor I'm picking up tomorrow has it, I'm going to be so happy to have a mechanical choke again, that heats up with the coil on the intake, because it sits right beside a coolant passageway, I'm pretty sure. And as the coolant warms up and stuff, it warms up that little heater coil on the intake, and boom, you have a proper working choke. Versus the vacuum, like, both of them have a choke adjuster that is runoff vacuum for when you first fire your motor and start it up. But then the secondary, the running choke can either be a mechanical or it can be the vacuum. And I have the vacuum one on it right now, and that has just been giving us problems after problems after problems. And I think what it is it's because it's broken internally, and I don't know how to mess with it. Because I know enough about carburetors. I know the two screws in the front are the fuel screws, the fuel, right where you hook up all your linkage for your throttle is your idle linkage. Then you have two screws in the main port that play with your adjustments and stuff like that. Electric is the way to go for sure. Yes and no. I prefer a mechanical pump, because once you go electric and electric throttle body and all that, you have to upgrade to an electric fuel pump. And I prefer a mechanical fuel pump just because it's a little lever. I find like there's less failure in them, and I feel like, because it gives off the amount of fuel pressure depending on how fast or how much the engine is RPMs, so it gives you good fuel feel, where a electric fuel pump is just giving constant pressure no matter what. And that's good for fuel injection. That's bad for a carburetor. That's good for fuel injection, because once with fuel injection and stuff, you want a constant flow of pressure, fuel pressure. Electric choke, that's what you mean. Yeah, I don't like that either. Like I said, I'm mechanical. Like, even my clutch is mechanical. I do not have a slave cylinder for my clutch. In the 67, the 67's clutch is all lever base. It comes off of a little lever. There's a lever between the frame and the engine itself. It's bolted to the engine, the side of the engine, and to the frame, the adjustment. It's the factory linkage. And then it swings by the linkage when you push the pressure, pushes the lever, pushes the one lever down. There's a spring holding it in and a push rod that goes into the clutch. And yeah, now it's so easy. You can easily probably hook up a master slave cylinder and everything for that. I like the mechanical. And mechanical choke, I've never had problems with mechanical chokes. I've always had problems with the vacuum chokes. Electric chokes, I don't know if I actually have a whole lot of knowledge in them. I don't even know. Because wood and metal, you're saying electric choke there. Can you put a electric choke on a carburetor? Because that would be interesting to see. Yeah, that was the 67's clutch design. Yeah, it's weird, all the linkages, and you can adjust it and figure it out. Like, I actually, because I'm running a 1-ton, I'm not running the traditional 3-speed transmission that you would have on that truck. I'm running a 4-speed transmission from a 1-ton on the half-ton. So I actually had to drill out the rivets holding the frame linkage holder and move it. I think I moved it up an inch because everything's a little bit closer, because that 4-speed transmission with the PTO is not as long. It's a bit shorter. So I actually had to move it up 1 inch and then move the bolt holes and stuff. And I have it, both bolt holes are done and everything. Like, everything has been, there's so much modification to make it work, but everything's been moved up an inch to make it work. There is nothing wrong with the vacuum choke, but I have only gone mechanical. That's why my small... Yeah, see, I've had a couple of vacuum chokes, and some of them work good, and some of them just don't work. Like, if you have those vacuum chokes out of, like, because you have to adjust it, you have to tune it. Where a mechanical choke, you just slap her on, because it's all done mechanically. Depends on the carb, but I have always leaned towards yes. No pun on lean. No, come on, you got to make it a little lean. You're either lean or rich. So, like, it ain't cost you money either way. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on the carb. Like, I'm having so many problems. Like, I'm trying to get a new carburetor for the truck, because that's the last thing I need, is sitting at the road legal shop, and they were running it, and then this crack formed at the back of my carb casing, and then now they can't run it, and now they're like, well, we can't pass the road legal test if we can't take it on a road test. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, and so now I'm figuring out how to get another carb to slap it on here. But there are so many different Rochesters that it's crazy. 69 was the first year of an automatic choke, but it was all mechanical. Yeah, well, no, on my 67 intake, there is it's a little heated coil on the intake, and you clip it to it. Like, maybe it's not the right year intake. I don't know. It's the intake I got with the truck. I can't speak to that. I haven't checked up the serial numbers on the intake, so I can't actually say that with all 100%ness. But it was the intake I got with the truck. I know the truck is factory power steering, even though nothing else is factory on it anymore. So that doesn't matter anyways. But it was a factory power steering truck, which is really nice, because I didn't have to change anything for that. And power steering, even though I think that pump either needs to be filled up or it needs to be run, because that pump, normally it's quiet as heck if you're going straight. You start tuning and stuff, it gets really loud, but it's working. It's working flawlessly. It's not having a problem. Like, it gets really loud when you hit the end, obviously, because you're overdoing the pump. And it gets really loud, but it's just, as it's moving, it gives a slight squeak. So I don't know what that is, and it's like, I'm wondering if it's just because it's sat for years. So I may probably go in there and get some. I have different lubricants, graphite. I might do some graphite lubricant on the insides of the pulleys or something to make sure it's running properly and it's not rubbing, or if there's any rust in there. 69 was the first year, of automatic choke. Well, not all of us have hands big enough to choke 396 bill. What do you mean? You just put your hand on that? My father actually laughs at me whenever I start the old 57 Atlas, because it has a downward carburetor. Because it goes, the carburetor's upside down pretty much. I always take the intake off and I put my hand there as the first initial choke, and you hear it fire once, and I let my hand go, and it runs. And my father laughs at me and stuff. I'm like, I hand choke that thing to start it, because once you get the choke setting correctly for that thing running, you don't want to mess with it. So I hand choke it to start it, because I don't want to mess with the choke. But once that thing's running, it runs beautifully. It's getting the damn thing started. So I just don't like messing with the choke on it. I just use my hand. I used to do that on snowmobiles too, because those are small. Like, they're me-sized, but compared to the old 4-barrels, those things, I can't even compare. But there's a lot of stuff. 67 and 68 910s to 930 series. So the half tons to the 1 tons, I want to say, had a stock manual choke. Personally, I prefer the manual choke by the simplicity and reliability. Yeah, I have the manual choke inside the... I think what we're talking about, like I'm talking about running choke, when the thing is running and all that. But I have a hand choke. It's out right now. It's not attached. I need to rerun it because I want to have it. I want to have the manual choke on the thing because that would make it way easier. Oh no, I guess it's all on the carb. I guess it's all depending on the carb. It's whatever you have on the carb. That's old school there, hand choking. You gotta get both hands on there. If you can't fit both hands on there, you're lacking. Good evening, mechanics. Welcome. We're not talking about any conspiracies here, but you're more than welcome to stay and join the conversation. Yeah, that's old school there, hand choking. Yeah, like I said, on the snowmobiles and on my tractor and other stuff, like all the older equipment and everything, I just put my hand over it, and when it fires off once, I lift my hand up. I can potentially, to that, I have to be afraid of, if I ever have to, if I ever have a backfire, I might get a little toasty, but that's fine. I've had the thing catch fire on me a couple times. It's okay. Like, I think even in the newest video, I think I even put in the thumbnail that's coming out this Friday. I actually now have to check. Which thumbnail is it? There is a yes, the thumbnail that is coming out on the 28th. So not this Friday, on Monday. The video that's coming out Monday is when we have it running. And on that video, in the thumbnail, you can see a little blue flame coming out of the engine, out of the exhaust port. That's because it misfired. That's because when I first fired that motor up, we actually had two spark plugs swapped. I think it was like 4 and 6 were opposite. And so it sounded like it was running fine because we were only running it for a few seconds, so we couldn't tell. But once I actually started running the thing more and more, it's like, there's a misfire there. Damn it, I thought this was about fourth dimension UFOs. Whoa. See, that was last week's topic. This week's topic is fifth dimension. Come on, get up with the times. I don't know. Is there a fifth dimension? I know there's the fourth dimension, and that's like time and all that. I don't know anymore. All I know is we're in the third dimension, and the fourth dimension's time. Welcome, Daddy Cam Rock. Daddy. Wow. I might be a little tired. Dad Cam Rocks. Except for I hope you're not filming while you're dad. But Dad Cam Rocks. You are old school. Yeah, like I can find with a lot of that stuff. Like I like all of my mechanical linkage. I am not a huge fan of having a mechanical linkage for my clutch. I prefer it because if there's no issues, there will never be any issues with the linkage on the linkage stuff. The only thing is, as the clutch wears out, I go underneath the damn truck and I turn a nut. That is the adjustment for the push rod. That's all I do on the damn truck. I have two adjustments on it. I have the adjustment on the bottom of the truck, and I have the adjustment behind the pedal. And I can and my clutch will always work no matter what, as long as I have adjusted it correctly. When I push it all the way down to the floor, my clutch is fully engaged. And that's the thing, like I've seen with you see a lot of these guys and stuff start dragging in these 70s and 80s and 90s trucks now, and you see videos of them and stuff, and they have a clutch pedal that has, I've even seen, what is it? Bad Boys Garage, Bad Boys Garage or something like that, where he's rebuilding this old bus, and I think he has a clutch cylinder for the clutch, a master cylinder for the clutch. So some old vehicles have them too, especially the big trucks, especially like the old deuces and a half and stuff from the 40s and 50s. You can see them, and they go underneath the cab. I don't know. That's the thing. Actually, now I'm questioning that. I have to pay more attention now, because now I'm going, is that just for the brakes, or is that for the clutch? The one that has in the floor, the little screw hole, and you undo the two screws, you pop the plate off, and you get through the floor. Is that for the clutch, or is that for the brakes? Or is it for both? Or did they add another one? Or was that all mechanical then? I got to pay attention now to some 40s trucks, because I love the 40s trucks. I would love to get one. And I'm hoping, actually, when we go up to Yukon, I'm actually hoping that there are more older vehicles left in the fields and stuff in the back roads, because they're so up north. I'm able to pull that. There was a band in the 60s and 70s called The Fifth Dimension. You might not remember that one. No, I don't. I'm pretty sure he's talking about someone else's comment here, but yeah, no, I do not remember that. I don't. That was what 60s was 40 years before I came into existence. Even before I was a thought process. 70s about 30. Heck, that's the thing I look at. My 67, I go like, that truck is old, and I've pretty much touched every single bolt on that truck, and it's nuts. I put the whole front clip together. I put the engine in the damn thing, the transmission in the thing, the drive shaft's all new. All the brakes have been touched. The hubs, I actually took off the front hubs because the one was bent. I didn't film it or anything like that. I should have, but the one hub was bent, so I actually had to pull the hubs off and everything. Both front hubs are repacked, and the back hubs are repacked, and all the hubs have been pulled off and put back on, and the one was replaced with some new old stock. It was a little bit surface rust on it. Not bad at all, because I couldn't buy new hubs. I went to my local parts dealer. I was like, can you get me hubs for this thing? Because I have a bent one. And they're like, we can't even get them. I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to go get some. I got my driver's license in a 68 GMC. I'm jealous. I got my driver's license in I don't even remember, because it wasn't my car. It was my instructor's car, because I paid for a driving instructor ever, and then she would charge us $20. We'd rent the car for the driving lessons, because here for road safety and stuff, and for your car goes through a pre-inspection during the thing, and we just didn't trust any of it. And we had old manuals, and if you slip up once, if you stall once with a manual on your driver's test, you fail. And like, even like, so I'm like, no, what, just whatever. I went and rented my driving instructor's car, and just took the course with it. I think it was a Ford something, like some shitty early 2000s Ford car. And I still own that truck. You still own that 68 GMC. I am jealous. That is amazing. I wish I had my old Sunfire. My first car was an 05 Pontiac Sunfire 2-door SL. And I love these Sunfires. I'm driving right now, because my truck's getting safetied. I'm driving an 04 Pontiac Sunfire GT. I mean, it has no rear brakes, and I just ripped off the front bumper the other day with going through a snowstorm. I went through a snowbank that was full of ice, and it wiped out the bumper. I love these old Pontiac. I got my license in a K car. Nice. No, like I said, I got mine in some shitty unibody Ford early 2000s. Okay. It was after I came into existence. Yeah, I love those old trucks. I have a couple of them. We have the 72. I am planning the 72 is going to be pushed off for a few years, because I'm going up to Yukon. But I have a 72 here that I want to fully restore. I might come back down, take the frame up with me, get the frame all done, and then once the frame's done, might come back down, grab the cab, the motor, and all that stuff. It's going to be what is it? It's like, I think one of the other guys I was talking to the other night, it's going to be a 3,600 kilometer trip for me to go up to the Yukon, which is like, turns out to be like 2,200 miles or something like that. It's like half the country for me to get up to Yukon. So me coming back and forth for some of my old projects might not be it's time consuming. I would love to work on my 72. I don't want to give up on it. The problem is with the 72, it's sentimental. So I don't want to rush it. I want to fix the truck, get it properly done, do it all nice and the way it was when my great grandfather built the truck, and build the thing to last the next 100 years. Because I want that thing it's already lived through 4 generations of family. I want it to live through a couple more. But I love these trucks. It was, I bought the 67, I want to say before my 18th birthday, years ago. And then 2 months after, like, my grandparents are like, oh, we're going to scrap the old company truck, which is a 1972, which my great grandfather's last one to touch. I went, no, you're not. And I went out and bought it. And with people, like, if anyone is hearing me say my great grandfather and all that, my family's very young. We've had like all the children at like age 20, and now I'm 21. And it's like, oh, are you having kids? I'm like, no, I can't afford that shit. I like the 1955 GMC Blue Chip 550, like the one in the High Castle movie. That's a nice truck. It's a beautiful truck. I like those. I'm a sucker for old trucks. My first introduction, I won't lie, my first introduction to old classic trucks in Canada here and stuff like that, like really kind of caught my eye, was my mom and my sister would watch Heartland, and Ty in that movie, that old, it's 50 something, that old 50s blue truck, bubble fenders all the way around. I love that thing so much. And my mom was always like, I want a truck like that. And one day, one of my goals is to actually build her a truck like that. For my father, I need to build him a first gen Corvette because he loves those cars. If I ever, that one might happen, might not happen, but the 50s truck for sure, bubble fender truck, I really want to get for my mom one day and build her that truck. I got my license in a 1969 Camaro SS with a 396 in it. Nobody had me. Nothing had to be tested back in those days. Yeah, I believe you. You didn't even have seatbelts. Because my 67 didn't come with seatbelts. I put seatbelts. The seatbelts were in it because I swapped the cab over to a different cab, to a manual cab, so I could have the manual transmission. Because it was less work to swap everything into an automatic. It's more work to swap everything into an automatic cab than it is just to take a manual cab. So I took a manual cab and did it, even though that's a 5-ton cab, and there's so much work to be done with that to retrofit it to the half-ton frame anyways. Yeah, like so much stuff has to be tested nowadays just for you to be on the road. Like for the 67 and all that, like it has to have seatbelts for me to drive on highways. If it was just being driven in town and stuff like that, because it never came with them from factory option grandfathered in, I could drive around town or parades and stuff like that with limited insurance. But it needs seatbelts to be highway safe and the drive on highways and everything for me to get a proper insurance for it. And then like I had the insurance companies be like, oh, do you want to throw this on classic car insurance and all that? But I'm like, but I want to drive this thing daily. Can I drive this thing daily with classic plates? And they're like, wow, no, you're not fully covered on everything. So for me to be on every day, it has to pass the stupid road safety stuff, running lights, all signals working, all lights working, 2 mirrors. I don't know, no rust in the thing. Parking brake works. Like everything works on this truck now. Like because it's so a thing. They did flag me for it, so I am going to modify it because it has the factory exhaust on it, which is still loud as hell. But it has the factory exhaust on it, and the guy told me like this is too loud. I'm going to let it pass, but you got to get this fixed. Because if a cop pulls me over, it's too high of decibels. It's too loud of an exhaust. And I can agree with that. Like my hearing might go if I don't change it, but I would like to. Right now, it's a Y pipe down to a glass pack on the 67. But I have to. I want to throw a second glass pack on it. I want to have it dual piped down, which is maybe some work. It's maybe some work. I got to pull the pipes off. I'll just cut them again and then get some new pipes formed. Like maybe I'll take the cheap route and go to the Canadian Tire and get a bunch of pipe ends and make myself some pipe. We'll see. That'll have to be a future video. Hearing loss sucks. Yeah, no, that's what ear muffs are for. It's so cold here anyways. You like after you put on 4 sets of toques or beanies for Americans, do you really hear anything anyways? Like I don't even know if I have much hearing anyways, because I drive loud sleds and quads and all that, and they're quiet because I just leave them factory, and people like to delete that stuff and make them loud as heck. So I don't even know if I have proper hearing anyways. All the girls in my life always tell me that I don't have good hearing. They always tell me I don't listen. But then as soon as a car drives by, I pay attention to that. Because, of course, you hear a loud exhaust and it catches all your attention. And you want to be like, I know what car that is. And they'll be like, how the hell do you know what car that is? And you hear it on the sound. But you didn't hear me tell you do dishes last night. Like, just like mechanics, man. Like, how long were you in the doghouse when you made that good girl? She did emptied the dishwasher. Oh, that gave me a few good chuckles watching that little short there, mechanics. Oh, I could never do that. I would be whooped so fast. But there's a lot of stuff with that. Like I said, a lot of progress is done on the 67. There are lots of videos coming out on it. We have the wiring coming up, making it run. So I made it run with a jerry rig wiring first, and then I properly wired it because now it turns on the key. And that in that video, I didn't notice at the time as I'm flicking through the through the pedal to make it the dimmer, clicking through the dimmer, and my one light's not turning on. And all it was is I had to take it off and clean out the connections and redo it. But man, that thing, like, I love that. I've gone through all the wiring on that truck. I am so tired of wiring. I don't want to touch wiring for a while now. I have to because I have a snowmobile motor here in the basement that I don't know how it gets wired up. I gotta wire it properly. But there's tons of stuff like that. It's the 67. I love this truck because I've touched everything on this truck. There's not a single thing. I had to redo the rockers and some of the internal front structure to make it work for the half-ton frame and the half-ton rockers. Because the 5-ton, like 3-ton and up, and when they have that short front fender and the shorter hood, they cut into the cab for the wheel well. And so they're so much. Okay, I just pulled in the driveway from Joey's. I'll try and get on from my computer in a minute. Oh, I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that, Bill. Thank you very much for staying tuned and watching to the things and adding to the conversation. Like I said, this channel, I was saying earlier, like, because I really appreciate everyone who watches this channel and goes through the videos, and like we have a lot of engagement on this channel, which is surprising me because like I've done YouTube ever since I was like 8 years old because I'm that generation. With my school first and then on my own when I was 14. And I've had many channels over the years and stuff. Like my old gaming channel, I've lost interest in playing video games now. I mostly just want to work on cars. But like I've had lots of channels and stuff, and the amount of engagement I get on this channel, the amount of people commenting, asking questions, giving advice, and leaving a like and sharing the videos and stuff just makes me really happy and just keeps us going. Because really what it is if I got a question, if I don't know something, or if I do something wrong, you guys are the first to point it out, which I appreciate actually, because that's the only way I'm going to learn is by making a mistake. A relax button makes a cool dimmer switch when your foot switch dies. I'll have to look into that. I like the foot dimmer, just a little click, getting her done, because it just, I don't know. I like the foot trigger, just having a click. I would think like something like, because my horn switch is on the dash, I would think something like my horn switch would work just as well too if I needed a quick little dimmer switch, or just click. I have a bunch of little clickers on the dash anyways that don't do anything right now because they were for the 5-ton truck that cab was from, and I have no idea what they were for. I am planning on one is going to be what in a future video I'm going to do. What's in this foil pack. This is a lame car enthusiast modern car guy mod, like for millennials, but Gen Z. I'm sticking LEDs around the entire hood of the truck so I can see the entire engine bay. So when I'm broke down on the side of the highway, I can actually see what I'm doing. But that's what I'm planning on doing with one of the switches inside the cab, and the other switch I want to make a cargo light, because I'm always working and stuff. This ain't work as a dual because the truck doesn't have reverse lights. Because those 4-speed transmissions didn't. If, as far as my knowledge goes with those trucks, for the 67, 68s and all that stuff like that, especially the 67s, they didn't have, they don't have reverse lights, and they don't have a neutral safety switch because all that's built into the column. They have it if it's column shift, But if it's on the floor shift, you didn't have it, or it was an option or something like that. That's what I've had lots of people tell me. It was an option and all that. If it was column shift, it had it because it was all built into the column. But if you're on the floor, like these old 4-speeds out of the 1-ton trucks, because I have 3 of these 4-speed transmissions, one in the 72 1-ton, now one in the 67 half-ton, but that's from a 1-ton. And then I have another one sitting in the back that needs to be rebuilt from 67 1-ton. And these old 4-speed transmissions, there's nothing on them. There's no sensors. They're an on-the-floor shifter, and they have nothing for reverse lights. And so it confuses me. Like, I have no idea how the heck you have reverse lights. Like this, the 1-ton was safetied every single year, commercial safety, like commercial road legal, all the way up to 2011. And the thing's never had reverse lights in its life. So I don't know. But I do plan on putting reverse lights in the truck. I want to put them up above so they're like cargo lights and reverse lights, so like I can use them when I need them. Because like if I'm backing up in the city, you have enough lights on top of you anyways. I just look out my mirror. But if I'm out in the backcountry, like out here, like I am most days, I can't see shit. I don't know if I'm backing into a snowbank or if I'm backing. Like I have no idea. That was the one guy, the guy in the safety. He was like, he told me apparently I put all the brakes in a little backwards, like they were done right, but they were backwards. Yeah, okay, you're 67. Okay, but was it on the floor shift or was it a column shift? It had a factory 4-speed. See, I don't see a lot of. The more and more I dig into the forums, and the more I look on the forums and stuff, those old trucks and stuff were mostly 3-speed. And the 4-speeds, like it depends, because there's a swing saw 4-speed. I'm talking about the Maurice 4-speeds in the big trucks. I guess no, the little half-ton trucks I am talking about too, because I can see the sensor on Rock Auto, and it looks like it clips into the steering column. If I'm not wrong, I might be 100% wrong. And I just don't know these trucks enough. I do know my truck. Like if I don't push in the clutch pedal. Like there's no switch or anything on the clutch. I know like my brake switch, there's a little switch, a little pressure switch. But my clutch doesn't have anything like that. And so I don't know if there's any neutral safety switch, but I know when I push the clutch in further, like when the clutch is pushed in and stuff, I think it's just because I'm unengaging because it's new material. It's being sticky. It's just been put together and run for the first time in years. It's a little sticky, but when I press the clutch and start the engine, it turns over way nicer. Even though I don't have much problems with it when the battery's fully charged. The 3 on the tree trucks had reverse light sensor in the column. See, that's what I thought. But do any of the on the floor shifters, how do they have the reverse? Oh no, okay, you were saying had a factory 4-speed with reverse light sensor built into the transmission. That's what you were saying there. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. That's nice because yeah, I have 3 4-speed Maurice heavy duty transmissions, and none of them have a sensor. They all have the little spin dial, your RPM spin dial for your speedometer cable hookup. They all have that, but none of them have a reverse sensor. And that's my question is like, how would you mod something up for that to work anyways? Just so it would be automatic and not you flipping a switch. I mean, my truck doesn't have it. It passed the road safety thing. It's fine. Like there's nowhere I can't figure out anywhere where the hook went up to that to the transmission, because it's just a ball joint shifter on directly onto the transmission. It's not like it doesn't have any shifter linkage, which I mean that's not hard to make. If I had to, I'm not going to because it already has the floor and the shifter, and I just shifter. I do want to bend that shifter a little bit up because it's meant to be in the 1-ton, and so whenever I'm in reverse, it actually hits the seat, and I want to change that, so I need to bend it up a little bit. But no, that truck, I love that truck. All this stuff, I'm talking about wiring. Like there's so much wiring. It's like the little horn module. The people before me who had the cab, they unplugged the horn module and plugged the power source directly back into a power source in the fuse panel. So it's just 2 power sources hitting one another. So my horn switch had no power source, But what was happening is that what happens on a lot of those things is something messes up in the column for the horn thing, and your horn is always on, just like my 72. My 72, there's something wrong with there, something's fused together because it's an aftermarket horn switch. And so far, I have found on all of these aftermarket horn switches with these trucks, the little springs that go and hold that little push tab, because current is supposed to go through that little push tab and through the spring. But what happens is too much current goes through the spring, and the spring shrinks, and then it's just always on. It fails, it disconnects, and so it's just shorting at all times through that little crappy spring, because it's melted into the connector. The 4-speed sensor is internal to the transmission. It had its own detected connector to the truck wiring. Yeah, see these 4-speed Maurice transmissions. What is it? I knew what I had. I wrote it what it was the other day. The SM465. I'm pretty sure that's what the transmission is. That transmission has no sensor connections on it anywhere. It has holes for one, probably. Like, I probably bet there is a hole somewhere for it to go in, but because you can take the whole top of that transmission, you have to take the whole top of that transmission off to get it in the cab and then put it back on. I've had to do that for both of my trucks. It's a pain in the ass to pull that top plate off, your whole shifter and your forks, your shifter forks off. And I don't see any sensor connections or anything internal in any of these 4-speed Maurice transmissions that I have. And all these are from these trucks. So I have no idea. The turn signal mechanism was problematic. If it breaks, it would lock up the horn. Yeah, that too. See, I'm not having problems with the signals and stuff. Like, for the 72, we just have the horn unplugged because otherwise it would be just sounding at all times. But the turn signals work fine. But I do agree with you, because the turn signal, the hazards, and the horn is all one switch. And yeah, every single aftermarket one I've come across, because the aftermarket ones, they just sell an aftermarket one for the square bodies, but if you buy it for the 67, it just comes with a little adapter, and so it adapts because it's the same internal switch for both of them. But I do plan in the future, I'm not going to lie, because one, I hate this aftermarket steering wheel. I just bought a new steering wheel for it that was supposed to fix my horn issues, and it didn't. It actually made them worse. So that's why I have a horn switch on the dash, which the truck came with. I just went back to it. I was going to try and fix my horn problems with this aftermarket steering wheel, and I got shit on with it. And I'm actually not happy with the company. I'm trying to talk with them with it because I had to sort of make it work. And yeah. See, my 72 has the aftermarket turn signal. Like, so does my 67, because they only sell that turn signal switch internal thing. I think they used it all the way into the 90s, actually, to be real honest with you, because I was looking at my buddy's truck and it had the exact same hazard switch on his 90s truck. I was like, wait a minute, I know that hazard switch. And because I've messed with these so many times, I think they just sell the one for the square body, and you just get the little adapter, because the square body is a flat face connection to go into its wiring harness, where the 67 to 72s are the rounded one. So whenever you just buy it, they throw in the adapter with it, that I have found with my personal dealings with it, experience. So, but yeah, like, I think they're all from square bodies now, mechanics. I'm not sure on that. There probably is some guy out there who still sells them for the correct, with the proper connection to the signal switch. But I want to replace, or are you just saying it has the whole steering column and stuff from a square body? Because I know a lot of people do that too. My plan is eventually, I do want to, because I really like wood grain wheels. I would really, really, really like to go and get a brand new steering column with tilt, a wood grain wheel, horn, and stuff, like all as a solid unit for this truck from somewhere. Or even if I have to, because I now have the little adapter piece, even if I have to make it work, I want to get a whole new steering column for this that will fit right in place and have all of my nice nice things. The other weak area is the non-AC heater control. The rivets that fail since the knobs would bind and break. Oh, I don't think I have like 8 of them. I have like 8 of those things around the yard, and all of them have one broken tab on them at least. I have not, even when I go over to my buddies and they have these trucks and stuff, they all have a broken one too. I know 100% what you're talking about. My top switch, because the top one you can just control by, if you take off the cover and you just control it. My top one's the broken one, so I actually just took the cover off and I just control it manually. But my other 2 switches that turn on the blower motor and turn on that open the vents to the defrost, those 2 are still there. But the main one, yeah, that one's broken, so I just adjusted on the bottom. Oh man, it's nuts. Like it gets cold sometimes. Like if I don't have the heater blowing on that thing, if the heat is not running in the winter here, even with the foot vents closed, I still feel the draft. And I love those foot vents. I gotta adjust them. I need to go through and get some parts for them and redo them up because they're a little rusty. And I think they're missing their locker nut that locks them in place. They still have they still have the bar for them and stuff, the adjuster bar, but it's just missing the lock nut to hold it in place. So I got to get those for my foot vents on the 67. Not much change from 67 to 93, I think. Yeah, for the horn switch, the hazards and stuff, because they use the same hazard button. Literally all the way from 67 up to those 90s trucks, they have the exact same hazard button. And that's the only reason that's the only first time I keyed into it was because I've worked so much on the 67. I've replaced that stupid signal switch so many times because the aftermarket ones suck. That hazard little thing, I'm like, oh, I know it. Like it's a hazard switch. Yeah, I would say that those are probably the only 2 things in the electrical system that are pretty weak. Is that signal switch because it messes with your horn and everything. And the AC controls. I would agree with that. Like they really, I wonder if there probably is somewhere. I might probably have to look on the forums after if someone's reinforced it to make it or made it better somehow. It might just be the fact that you just need to go in there and lubricate it every once in a while so it doesn't seize, break. My 1987 RV has the same column as my 1968. That I can believe. RVs are special. I'm sorry to say that because like I don't know what your opinion is on RVs, but I've seen so many RVs, and especially when they come here because rust is a problem here. RVs are just special, and you watch them come off of these from factory. These RV, like the wiring and the weldings and all of this stuff just makes you cringe. Oh, we had an RV pull up one, it was some 70s RV and stuff. And all they did was the frame was they cut it, they put a C channel on it, they welded it, the most ugliest welds ever. And that was it. That's all they did to extend the frame. They didn't plate it. They didn't do whatever. They'll just cut it and put a giant C-beam, C channel on it. Weld it up, it'll be fine. And I'm like, holy crap, it's fine if you weren't hauling anything with it. If it's just holding the weight that it was built with, it should be fine. But RVs are the same with buses. We have I've now had a bunch of buddies we've made. There was the video on the channel when we made Bad Humor. Bad Humor is a city bus frame, and man, like that too. You notice into that all the wiring and the random splices and like the hackery and all these. And it was a city bus for the disabled. I'm like, they trusted these hacks with people that I would preferably in my community have something a little bit more safer. Like they're built for safety. They're not. Hell, these city buses and I would not trust them. That's the reason why as soon as they get into a crash, they just go, they're garbage. They're just a write-off. Don't fix them. Like they're garbage. But some of my buddies, my one buddy is taking one. No, yeah, we built Bad Humor out of them, and then Mechanics, a guy that Mechanics introduced me, he's making a really cool project with a city bus. I don't want to give out too many details because it's not my build to give out details on. But that should be Jay there. I don't know his channel. Mechanics knows it. They're friends. I think I'm giving out too much personal information. I feel I'm not, because I'm stopping myself, but I don't ever want to give out other people's project information, other people's things that I haven't worked on or gotten permission to give out, because I just don't know it. It's not mine. But the 67 is coming along. I keep getting off track there. J-Ride. Yeah, J-Ride Garage, J-Ride on YouTube. He's building a really cool project. And you guys, I would highly suggest go check out. Like, he loves his COEs. Oh, and I can't blame him because they look sexy as hell. I'm just saying that because I'm jealous, because he has a bunch of cars out back that I really wish to have. Oh, so do you, Mechanics. You have a couple nice cars out there. I can't wait. I can't wait to go and get more cars. I would really like to. I know a guy who has a bunch of old cars that I just don't have the money for. If I had more money, I swear, if I had more money, my yard would be a junkyard in a snap. Problem is, I hate that. I hate cars sitting. If a car sits for too long, if something sits for too long, I get rid of it. Even my personal items, I can't have it sit too long. Otherwise, it's garbage to me. It's useless. It's taking up space. If I don't use it, get rid of it. Someone will get more use out of it, or it'll be recycled. Like that too. I have to clean up a bunch of the stuff. I have 2 months to clean up a lot of the stuff I have around before I leave up north. I just today went out and bought some heads for a 305 V8 motor to rebuild it. Hopefully it's in better condition than the one I got rid of. I can't wait to get those 64 Ford wagons here. Did you buy them? Did you actually go and buy? You were talking about it and all that, but did you actually buy those? Because I'm jealous. Those things were sick. Those things looked awesome. J-Ride always has something. Right now, I've been watching it. Like, he's been sharing on his on his personal social medias and stuff, like a bunch of cool rides. So many cool cars, and I wish I could share them with you, with the guys, to the public, but he's building so much cool stuff, and I wish he posted more stuff on his stuff, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful, the stuff he has. And he does good work too. He does really good work. Yeah, like it's my brain's all confuddled. I was not expecting, like, it's been a while since I've done a live, and like I said, I would like to do them every Wednesday, because we have a video come out Monday, we have a short come out Tuesday, then if we do a live Wednesday, a short comes out Thursday, and a video come out Friday. I've been trying my best to stick with that. I think we missed one of the uploads. It's, and I got to tell you all, like, all of you, everyone watching, everyone paying, like, coming into the stream here, asking questions, giving me information, because I didn't have this information. This is how we gather information, is by communicating. Because a lot of this information ain't out there anymore. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate everyone coming into the streams, everyone commenting on the videos, everyone just, it means, I don't know how much I can express it, like how much it means to me, because to me, this is like a little dream of mine to be like, I'm going to create videos and people are going to like them. And then people comment and stuff like that, and they actually do like them, and it just warms up my heart. Like, I had, my girlfriend told me she watched the video of marrying the 4-speed Maurice to the 76 350 Corvette that's going into the 67. She said she liked that video, and she was like, I really like this video. I actually watched it all the way through and stuff, like giving me some good criticism. As all women do. When they give you criticism, you listen, because if you don't, you're in trouble. Listen to your women. But like, I do. I love that everyone who watches them and everyone who comes to the channel, and it leaves a mark on me. It really does. It impacts me, and like, even if I'm having a bad day, like, you guys very much are very supportive and really doing that. Even if I'm just not, I'm like, no one cares about these videos. And then you guys go like, we care about these videos. Great content. Keep producing them. Very good content. And I'm like, it just warms up my heart. And it's amazing what I can do with this stuff. Like, I'm even having guys, I've had some people message me, like, I don't have a big audience, but I've had some people message me and be like, I really like watching your build and stuff. I really think that's really cool. And I know who you are. And watching all this is like, it's inspired me to work on my build. And I'm like, I'm just a young buck kicking around some dirt together just to put these things together. Like, the fact that I can inspire someone, like, that just, I was never expecting that. And it makes my heart melt. It really does. Cause it brings a big smile to me, because I would have never expected that. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional in theory, because like this matters to me. This thing brings me a lot of joy. But besides that, let's go back to drinking. No, I don't drink no more. But I do. I want to say thank all you guys and stuff who are commenting on the videos, because like, even here in the chat, Dad Cam Rocks and stuff, you gave me a lot of information today about different types of trucks, especially like the not the turn signal mechanisms, the reverse light mechanisms, because that's always confused me, because I've seen so many different little things on forums and such. There's so many guys that say different things. It's nice to have someone that I can trust that tell me that I can be like, okay, so I can confirm some of this stuff. It's not just hearsay from someone looking at a random service manual like I've been doing for a long time. But besides all that and stuff, I think we're gonna go for like another 15 minutes. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope to bring more content. Like I said, another short's coming out tomorrow, and then what's coming out this Friday. This Friday, actually, we have. I try and get a bunch of stuff running after we had a snowstorm here. Yeah, that was not fun. Everything's buried in snow. Everything doesn't want to run. Everything's cold. I'm cold and cranky. And I'm trying to get stuff running, and then it just doesn't run, and I kill batteries and stuff doesn't work. Oh, that was a frustrating video to make. We did get some stuff running in that video. There's some cool stuff, and there's a sneak peek into some stuff that to come in that video. There's a bunch of cool stuff in the background and in that video that's going to be like, hey, this is what's coming. This is what's coming to the channel. It's not just one truck. It sucked. Yeah, the snow. I'm still dealing with the snow. Like I said, today I started filming a video for the one snowmobile, and it took me half the day just to get the damn thing to the front yard. Not because the thing wouldn't run. The thing was running. Because I couldn't get through such the soft snow. The snow was so soft that my track wouldn't grab onto anything, or once it did start grabbing, it would sink right down to the bottom, and then my skis are stuck in the air. And now it's got to push snow to keep going. I ended up just pretty much pulling it the whole way, and I blew out my shoulders today doing that, and that was not fun. I gotta figure out to get this camera angle running properly, because you're either seeing me as a little chin goblin, or sitting properly in here and just see my full face. I need to set it up where I can like sit a little bit more back, show I'm a human being wearing a ratty old cowboy hat that I took out of the garbage. Second gen C series trucks are probably the most popular project trucks these days. Second gen C, yeah, I would agree with that. The second series C10s, yeah, because you look how much some of the videos, because it's not a C10, it's a 910. It's GMC. C10 is Chevy. 910 is GMC. I do put in some of the titles C10 and all that, because it's the same truck. It's just a different grill. Because sometimes the C10 just gets more popularity than 910. More people are searching C10 than they are 910. So it sucks. 1967, the 72 is second gen. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And they're my favorite truck. Hey, Stupid Fast Truck. It's been a while since I've seen you. I've been going really well. Welcome to the stream. Like, man, you show a lot of support. Did you ever eventually get those stickers? I hope you did. I've sent so many stickers out. I think I have more sitting here ready to go that I need to send out as well. And I've been giving stickers every time I do a couple deals. Just did a deal today, and I gave the guy 2 stickers. I was like, hey, this is where the stuff is probably going to be seen next when I picked up some parts. The VIN starts with a C regardless, GMC or Chevy. I think that is true, except for some models that are over the pond, because they did make a couple over the pond that are right hand no, yeah, that are right hand drive, and I really want to get one. It would not be hard. It's changing out to convert one of our models to a right hand drive. All you got to do is like pretty much just changing over your dash and the firewall. Those are the biggest differences. Everything else, like your steering column for your steering and all that, it's just swapping all the bracketry over in your idler arm to the different on the different side. I did, yes. I sent you the picture of them on Instagram. I think, yeah, I do recognize that. I get so many, like, whenever I send all these pictures out, so many of the guys send them back to me. I just get overwhelmed that I never would have thought. I thought when I was send out these stickers, people would be like, "Oh, cool, it's a sticker, whatever." And people are throwing them on their projects. People are throwing them on stuff. People are being like, and when people ask questions, they're like, "Oh, that's Schneider Classics." I'm like, I'm very much getting overwhelmed over the fact that like people are actually, they'll stick my sticker on something and be like, "That's Schneider Classics," and I'll be like, "That's really cool." Uh, but there are, I think, I have no idea. I would really like to talk to some guys because I haven't seen any forums on them or anything, and they're very rare. The ones that were over the pond that are right hand drive for the 67 to 72s, there are a couple of them because I've seen photos of them and they're factory. I saw one guy who had a build series on it on YouTube. I can't remember his name. He was building one and he pulled it out of the barn and stuff. It was factory welds and all that stuff, and it was just so cool. All it is, literally, the only difference with those trucks and these trucks is um, the dash and the firewall, because everything's swapped over to the other side. Because every other part is so easy. It's just either flipping the bracket or having a different weld in the bracket, hooking it up. Your steering box, you just change the arms over and weld it to that. Like, it's crazy. It's like, it's stupidly amazing to see how it is. I would, so I agree with you. The VIN starts with C regardless, GMC or Chevy, but I wonder if that's different for over the pond models. Because that would be very cool to see. I thought a couple of the VINs started with a T, or that might be the higher up, like the big grain trucks might have started with a T on some of them. I'm not too sure on that. And actually, I do remember this. My 1969, when I had that 69 2-ton here on the property, it was missing its first digit. It only had 12 digits. It was missing the first C. It was a C. I knew that what it was supposed to be. I knew what digit it was supposed to be, but it didn't have that. Or not Australia. I'm talking about Europe. I guess most people, when they talk about over the pond, they're talking about over the pond is just the sea. I'm talking about Europe, in England and stuff like that. Thanks, by the way. I put them on wrong. I had them upright instead of on an angle. I threw it on an angle on the channel or something just because it's more on the channel. It's more eye catching to see it on an angle. Most people have done that. Don't worry, man. You're not the only one. So many people have sent me photos of them sticking the sticker on stuff. I think I even have it. No, I have it upright on my own filing cabinet. It looks better on the angle because it's more eye catching. That's the only reason it's on the angle on YouTube and stuff. It just draws the connection. And also, I think it represents more what it's supposed to look like. It's two broken chain links hooked together. But I lost my train of thought. What was I even talking about? I don't even recall. But there's hell. I love these trucks. I love these trucks so much. They're amazing little trucks. I would like to build a right-hand drive one just because the JDM market and all that stuff is huge over here. It's not JDM. It would be a European model, switching it to right-hand drive and all that stuff. I might be completely wrong. I just remember there are right-hand drive versions of this truck. I would like to build one because the JDM market, all my peers I go to school with, they would go crazy over it. They would be like, "It's right-hand drive. It's a truck. What the heck?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, am I one of the cool kids now?" I just want to kind of build one because I think it would be cool, and it would be very easy to do. You just swap the dash, you just swap the dash on the firewall. Well, firewall you just move flat and you cut new holes. Um, the dash would be the hardest part because you would have to section to make one here. You would have to section the dash uh, and move it over, which wouldn't be hard. To be very honest with you, really wouldn't be hard. It's you cut the connections, you move it over there, you cut that connection, move it over here. It'd be pretty simple to do actually. The hardest part would be doing the pedals through the firewall. That would be very hard. Right hand short box with Turbo 2JZ. Yeah, see, they would go crazy over that stuff, especially if you got it lowered, nice and go to the ground. Do a Z cut channel frame. Like, oh, people would go nuts over that. I want to build one. Just for shits and giggles, just because I think it would personally look cool to have a right hand, an old nice 67. Because I'm a sucker for the 67s. Right hand 67, lowered short truck. I like the mini trucks. It's why I watch Putin's Fab Shop. Does a lot of the mini trucks. There is a great guy. Does a lot of cool builds and stuff like that. He's an awesome fabricator. He does stuff that I can't even think of. Just so that. RH truck. Do you deliver rural mail still? RH truck. Right hand truck. Oh. Do you deliver rural mail still? Yeah. I don't know what you mean that like deliver rural mail. Do you mean like I go over to my neighbors and put it in the mailbox? Uh, I typically don't deliver it myself, but my mailing Canada Post does all of my mailing. I do everything through Canada Post, and then once it goes over the border, I think it's FedEx. Not too sure on that. It's international post. I pay for it. Like, it's not cheap. I can tell you that much. But I just go to my post office and I ship everything out from my local post office. And pretty much everything gets sent to my local post office because they don't deliver mail to my door. They deliver mail to my P.O. box, but not my door. Oh, yeah. I think a mail vehicles back in the day were right-hand drive. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Were there any 67? Like, did they take any of the 67 and 72 trucks and make them mail vehicles? That would be really cool. If that's the fact, I want one now. If I can get one, I want it. I think you're right. Yeah, because it's easier to deliver the mail to walk out of the truck and stuff. I've seen that in a couple of the old cube vans, the cube trucks. Oh, I want a mail truck. I do. I actually really want a mail truck, or I want an old cube van. Not one of these new cube, whatever garbage vehicles. That's my opinion. That's a bias. But I really want a cube truck. I want to make it into a stealth camper with my tools in the back. So it'll still be a tool truck. It just will have a bed in it. You know, for when you get those lonely nights out there on the racetrack. But I really want to build like a hidden camper tool vans, and that way, like if I'm ever, the reason I want that is because I do want to do cross country events with vehicles in the future. It'd be nice to have a support vehicle that I can sleep in and shower in and have a stove and cook and whatever, like have a little RV hidden, and then have all my tools on hand to just be like, I don't care. I broke it down on the side of the road. I'll fix it. Like I said, I'm going to throw LEDs underneath the hood so I can fix it on the side of the highway. Oh, I think we are going to end the stream in about 2 minutes or such, like at 9:30 and stuff, because one, I'm losing my voice, and it's been a while since I've done a live. So almost an hour and a half is a long live for someone who doesn't do it often. I'm used to just working, and I gotta go shower and take a shower because I threw up my back today pulling that sled through 4 feet of soft snow. The damn thing, I can't drive it out because it just keeps sinking to the bottom. So pulling it out today, I pushed myself a little too hard because I had to do it for like 20 feet. And then I shoved the driveway after that. I'm not the smartest person. I will say that. I have my stupidities. But I really appreciate everyone coming on stream. I really appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys who comment. Stupid Fast Truck, What a Metal Garage, Mechanics, Dead Can Mrocks, like even Bill from earlier. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys show so much support for the channel. You guys are the reason. Like we keep pushing, we keep pushing, we keep pushing. Like if I'm having a bad day, I go and read your guys' comments because they make me happy. They really, really make me happy, and they really push me to keep doing this because some days when you blow a rocker on the engine or something, or the engine just won't start, or for example, you have a crack in the back of your carburetor and you just don't want to do it that day, I just sit down, read some of the comments, and it just brings so much joy to my heart. It makes me keep going. So I just want you guys to know, that's how. If you guys thought like just leaving a comment meant nothing to me, it means so much to me. It means it really changes my world. I have it on the dinger on my phone, and I click every single one, and I watch them, and it just makes me happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Like I said, we're having a short coming out tomorrow, and then a video coming out Friday. You guys mean the world to me, and they have more content coming out. I am hoping to do another live next Wednesday. Hopefully I can get StreamYard to work this time to actually show it's scheduled and for people to see it beforehand. But thank you guys for coming on. Catch you guys next time. Yeah, take it easy, Stupid Fast Truck.